The first manager in the English football leagues has left their club, and it is Ryan Lowe of Preston. He leaves North End after one game this season, but also didn't finish last season very strongly. And with Preston being so dominant at the start of English football, I can't see them do bad, so I am going to buy the club, going to appoint a manager who hopefully takes us up, as I want to make Preston England's best team again. Yes, people, as always, excited for this rebuild. A lot of youth in this Preston side, but the manager isn't very youthful. Sorry, David Moyes, but you're not. But you are the new manager after leaving West Ham. He has gone to Preston. Used to be the Preston manager, so plenty of pedigree in the role. But of course not straightforward, because with this rebuild comes challenges. The first one, because the league has started, we are going to lose the first game on purpose. And also, we cannot make any signing season 1. League's already begun, as we've got to win the Premier League in future seasons like before, when they were dominant in England. Although a long time ago, we've got to return them to that glory. And the final objective, of course, win the Champions League. As this is the team we have, and I am very much looking forward to this one. Be silly not to play fullbacks, because I know about the youth here. We do have quite a few players. Key and Best I thought would be better. I think the mods, or not the mods, but the squads haven't updated fully, which is a shame, but still, he can grow. Only 17. We've got Ramsey only on loan. Stuart Woodburn has left the club, as I'm pretty sure many of these will have left the club or going to lead the club in real life with the summer. Whatever's going on at Preston doesn't seem too good, does it? I have done a little bit of research, but I do want a fresh start as well, so we're keeping that team and keeping 9 million, which of course we can't put into players, as there's Campbell, who's just gone to Sheffield United. We can't sign him, of course, but we can sign some players up. Being from the academy, as Ethan Curtis. Don't need you, mate. We can go one further and get some good scouts in. As season number 1, well, we can't spend money on anything but contracts, coaches and scouts, so I am going all out with my scouting system. Going to look in England for, of course, some centre-backs. Need them for the formation, and going to Wales for a striker. And finally going centre-mid from Scotland for a Billy Gilmore, a John McGinn, just one of them captain figures that can lead us to the top of football. I'd really like to find something special, as we need a special tactic. Now it is, of course, David Moyes. Probably go counter-attacking with a few scouts into the club. Now, I have focused them on midfield because I feel like with my defence, I know what I'm already going with. It is going to be this, and yes, Best is going to play left wing back. It will probably take him out of the team. Or maybe we could loan him out, because I don't trust the game to play him. As you can see, all the players that I haven't signed up to contracts are all those over 30. And my plan with them old players, before they run out of contract, is to sell them. We've got Cunningham, Bauer, and I think Cornell, all out of the club, as you can see, even Ben Woodburn. And we are starting to loan players out, but we need to check our academy first before doing any more, because we could loan these players out. And as you can see, some very good faces, a brilliant academy due to our scouts with Morgan Bowman the best, 1668 rated. Going to promote him and of course get him onto that loan list alongside Rory Galloway and Jude Barrett. As once these players are on loan, including Key and Best, I have loan listed. We are ready for the season, and let's see if it's good enough. Oh, and before we get going, I must say, ignore the pre-season. We did lose to Sheffield United 2-0 on opening day. Replicating real life, as here we are replicating, maybe, hopefully real life, unbeaten. That being the final month, but of course we've got a long way to go. As before we get going as well, I've got to tell you about the channel sponsors. Soccer Deal Shop do cheap and authentic replica kits, which I've got some on order for going on holiday in. Absolutely amazing. And you can use that code you just saw for a further discount on what the discounts already are. And also, if you want to help the channel otherwise, without going for a kit, hit the subscribe and like button. It really does help the videos. And of course, keep this channel going and this team going, as it seems. Because Best, we couldn't loan out. No one wanted a 58 rated, so unfortunately, wasting potential. Still, we've got some good players out there, and Brady stepped in, as this is the overall team. a very good goalkeeper. And we'll check stats later on because at the moment, wow, I didn't expect Sheffield Wednesday going down. Swansea very close to going down. And of course, we've got loan players out, which I will check on when we check stats, as Luton were down there. And hey, an 8th place finish. 2 points off playoffs is not bad in Season 1, as Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City, they're our FA Cup finalists. Carabao Cup already won by Manchester United. And that is the playoff competition, which I think Burnley will win. Interesting first season as Freddie Woodman, our best player. And I actually made a mistake because he's the only keeper at the club. Maybe scout a keeper next year. That could really help us. And another player I wanted to get rid of, Will Keane, our top scorer. A really good season. 32 goals, 14 assists, as where our young players should be on this list. Of course, they didn't get loaned in this league. Bowman up to a 69. He went on loan to Bradford. Barnett gone to a 69. And Galloway, 67. Some huge ratings for us there, as into season number 2. Right, the squad is getting better, but I think most of the first teamers are probably too old. And hey, we should get a budget this year. Not forgetting the players we just had. We've got 270 rated centre-backs who will go straight into the team because I do want to build this up with you. From £14 million, not bad at all, is it? Really good stuff, as I am going to go to the academy again. We've got Michael Charles right here. I don't know if I keep the academy up because I just feel like after one season you should really cut it off in saves. I want to sign some real-life players, so I will promote some of these as well. So I feel first up for signings. Of course, we did fail best a little bit. I am going to try and loan him out, but a perfect solid replacement. Solid signing this man, and of course, we'll replace Brady. Welcome to the club. Of course, Ballymumba. Immediately into the lineup, and 4.45 million. We will get on with it still, though, because we've still got a lot of money to spend. And I am going to spend all of it, because it's still 10 million left. And you might see this as a weird one, but Timothy Forzu-Mensah. Versatile, and let's not lie, just what he needed, because he's not going to play at Leverkusen. Of course, Preston, close to Manchester, where he did come through the academy. Manchester United's, of course, academy, as I'm feeling the signing now. Come on, has to be a striker. Brown in the midfield, I believe, has left in real life, but we have Galloway to fit into there, so £4 million for a striker. Feel bad on Will Keane, because he's the man probably replaced, as our other striker is Danish, so why not bring in another Dane? Emil Rees will be joined by our final number 9 signing, Matthias Kvistgaarden. I'm going to guess on the name. He jumps into the team and does go up front immediately, as I believe his potential will be keen. And for the second season in a row, I did forget to get another keeper. Still Freddie Woodman progressing up to a 78 rated. Not too shabby Alonso. As you can see, the team overall, again, Kvistgaarden got a lot, but Keane scored the most goals. Or Kvistgaarden, I'm going to try and say, as we did get into the playoffs. But which playoff position did we get? Still a very good season. It was a 3rd place finish after all, and we were never getting into the top 2. Southampton and Bournemouth each on over 100 points. Any other year, we win that. As you can see, the FA Cup finale is 2 of the 8 teams of the Premier League, and United win the Carabao Cup for the 2nd season running, as it's Swansea would play away first. But still, I want to check the team, the formation, see if everybody's playing, as this is what our shape looks like. Yes, our fullbacks we got are very good, and then our centre-backs, Bowman and Barrett, absolutely brilliant. And of course, the rest of the team's good. The bench, not so much, because Galloway hasn't been playing. Probably damaging potential, but still, can we win the playoffs? I'm going to simulate all 3 games, or 2, but it might be 3, because we beat them away from home, 3-2 on aggregate, but still a game to go before Wembley, which we win. So to the next game we go, as it is going to be Norwich City. Okay. I'm really hoping we get there this year, as this is the big one. Can Preston with youngsters reach the Premier League? They do, for 3 overall. David Moyes has done it. Only 2 seasons in the second tier as we are into the Premier League. First games against Liverpool I saw. First kickoff on the Friday night, just like Ipswich this week. And a very solid table. Going to be a struggle to stay here. But we did, of course, just win the richest game in football and 49 million, which we're going to spend. As first things first, we've got to check our loan boys. I think Michael Charles was on loan at Watford. He's a very decent prospect again. Still will trust the main defenders though, and we need to get a player at the club. Alan Brown, transfer list, because he is gone in real life. As here he is going out the club, I think Sheffield United wanted him. Still, I didn't want to sell to a rival. I believe he's gone to the Swiss League. Oh no, he's chose Watford. So, I mean, they are still in the division below. So a little bit of money added to the budget. Good stuff. As the loan players this season are going to happen, we're going to loan a lot of lads out, including Galloway, because we need to get another centre mid, because we've got Ledston on the bench and we need more defensive players to stay in this division. So Brian Haynen from West Ham United, of course, Moyes' ex-club. Of course, he isn't a real-life player there, so he has just gone and watched his old team in order to scout him out, as we are going to put him on a centre mid drill. Only 2 weeks to change him, as I believe there's another player to change. Mads Frogjar Jensen, he's going to be the backup season 1, whilst Galloway's out playing regularly. He should overcome him with his rating. And next year, of course, be ready to jump into this squad, as we do need another backup goalkeeper. I am not forgetting that fact. As here's our backup goalkeeper. And yes, another Danish player. I'm loving this Danish scouting system. Theo Sander. Easier to say than the striker, as where do we go next? I think the defense is kind of covered. Maybe back to the midfield? Or maybe, just maybe, we do stay for a striker, because we've got 25 million and Giuliano Simeone, son of an absolute icon, of a manager as first Henyon. He has changed to an 81 rated and, of course, a central midfielder. But that's not the excitement. The excitement is our signing. We've saved half of our bloody budget to go and get Giuliano. He needs to have kept us in this league. Simeone, come on. He's in a defensive formation and he has grown to an 81. Pretty decent if you ask me. As the strikers on the bench, though, they have not had an impact, and I'm worried about these two. Still can't afford to be, as the team on the whole, the players in the team, should I say, pretty decent. I mean, yes, they are all right, but can they actually survive? I mean, maybe, as Henyon was joint top scorer like Souček at West Ham. Moyes loves crafting that central midfield scorer, as where is our other central midfielder? Rory Galloway, 73 overall. Okay, it's not too bad, and the league form's not too bad. David Moyes as manager, come on, we were always surviving. Just, it's got to be said, as we weren't in the FA Cup finale and then the Carabao Cup final, we lost to Forest. Oh my days, in the final, 3-2. Who did we beat on the way? We beat bloody Manchester City, beat his old club West Ham. Moyes almost with the trophy, and that would have put us into Europe, not the Champions League, granted, as even City in the final. This team right here beat Champions League finalists over 2 legs, and now it should only get better. And where do we improve this team? I mean, contracts will be a start, but I am looking at Jordan Story and just thinking maybe we sell him. Last year of contract, but I am going to put him on that transfer list, and why is it took us off him, and why can't I scroll down? The game that just keeps giving. Roll on FC 25, as roll on a bigger budget, because only 32 million. As here we go, it's going to go up by £6 million overall, because we've sold Jordan Story. I believe he's gone to Galatasaray. Very good move for him, as, oh, BVB. I mean, that was the other one I accepted. Still, I didn't think they'd sign him. Very weird deal, I'll admit myself, as McCann. That is the other player I'm looking at in this team, 26 years old. Still, I don't think he'll make it far, as when we go to the reserves, I've got to bring him onto the bench. Galloway, will he step in at some point? I mean, I hope it works out for Story as well. Dortmund, I can't believe it, as we are going to go to Ajax, though, as I'm wearing the kit. For this man, Adamo Ngolo from Burkina Faso, almost rhymes right there, and I think he's the next tap sober. Came through in the Danish league, I believe, because that's where I was scouting him before. And then he's in the defense. Yes, he is lower rated than the other kids. And I still call them kids because they are, of course, both our youngsters. Still, we need to improve this team. And still, we have over 20 million. So next signing, guess what? I am going to try and push the boat out on Ricardo Pepi from PSV, not Ajax this time. Betraying the kit I'm wearing, but they won't sell him on. So we do have to look elsewhere, and I do want a decent striker. As maybe this man's the man. Wolves somehow relegated, and Jason Van Duven looks very decent. A ton of potential, and of course only 21 and cheaper from the Championship where we was 2 seasons ago. As that should complete our team, just going to shuffle it around to get youth on there, and Van Duven still on the bench, but a strong bench and a stronger team. As the final change we'll make as well, I have just got some more coaches on board, but we are going to go to wing play and try and use them wing backs. Loving this squad as our best player at the club at the moment. Goalkeepers always improve with age, and Freddie Woodman. He's up to an 85. A lot of good ratings here as well, as our top scorer at the club was Kivskarsson. Or Kivsgarden, I don't know. I'm never going to be able to say that right. I actually might take him out of the team, just so I don't have to say his name. Then again, he scored most goals for us. Our defence has come on leaps and bounds. Our midfield is a lot better, apart from this man McCann, whom can't stay in the team because he will be replaced next year. And we didn't finish bottom 13. Very nice. Very good. Above West Ham, the rivals, as we actually finished top 7 and 7th in the Premier League. I will fully take. 7 defeats all season. That's amazing. And oh my days, an FA Cup win. This year we do get a trophy. Beating Wolves at Wembley, and before that beating Arsenal, and before that beating Fulham. That's 1 trophy in the back. To join our playoff trophy, of course, and Leicester winning the Carabao. The top teams not winning. You do absolutely love to see it. As does that put it into Europe next year? Probably should do, you know. And of course, only 1 replacement to make, with hopefully our bigger budget. 64 million, or I believe 63.5, but I don't care about the £500,000. That's a better budget. Hopping into season 5, and we of course need a midfielder, and also could do with a fullback for Zumenza not going up any. Room for him on the bench because Potts has got to leave the club. Charles not done very well, and Ledston stopped growing. So a lot of business to do. We've got the coaches, the tactics, everything is on point, apart from going and getting them players. Only issue with the money, of course. Now we've got a decent team. The players are going to be more expensive, as this first one, Andre Santos, going to just delegate, and I'm going to delegate 23.8, a European player. As are we in Europe ourselves this year? Let's have a cheeky check, as we are in the Europa League, and Moyes likes this competition, or the conference actually, isn't it? As hopefully Santos comes in, but hopefully we can use scouts, because we're selling a player, and an important player at that. To Moyes' ex-club, West Ham United, goes this man. I don't have to say his name anymore, and I won't say it a final time. Good money for him, and of course, good money for Andre Santos. 23.8 million, the lowest we offered them. So into the club he goes, and I did speak of a right wing back, but come on, Reece can't be a striker, but Van Duven, he could be our striker, only 22 years of age, but I still do want another man. We've got to spend on an attacker. As where would the fun be without a man up front? As I'm going back to Ajax again, it's the kit. It's controlling me. Brian Bobby into the club, of course, for only 35 million. He's come from the Eredivisie, so a smart little bit of purchasing there. Leaves us with 51 million, probably now for a wing back and also a bench centre back. We need to strengthen our backup options. So first one, Dan Ballard, an option from Sunderland, one of Moyes' ex-clubs, and the second player is this man, Denzel Dumfries. Yes, he's getting a little bit older, but he is better than Forsu Mensah and maybe could mentor him. Both Dutch, both right wing back, but Dumfries significantly better, so he is starting in the team. That is our starting team overall. A lot better than what we started with, and ready to take on the wonders of the Europa League with Rangers, Fenerbahce and Helsinki. And this season, wow, unorthodox growth, I'd say. Look at the defence. We've got Bowman only 85, Ngolo 86, so he's actually took over our youngster. Barrett, unfortunately injured. He has been out for 8 weeks, and I'm sure I saw another injury. Yes, Van Duvenen, 5 weeks. Not the best of luck, as Giuliano Simeone, of course he was our best player, then Henyon in 2nd place. What a weird signature, but what a good player indeed, as Spurs and Manchester United down there. No Champions League football. 5th in the table. It's good, not quite Carlin. We'll take it as in the Community Shield. We were hammered in that. After winning the FA Cup, which we don't win this year as well, we did make the quarterfinals, so still progressing in the cup competitions. Not bad at all, not bad at all, and hey, we win a cup. The Carabao Cup is ours, beating Liverpool in the final. What is going on here? Preston are unbeatable, literally, in the UCL group, or no, the Europa League group, still 2nd. Rangers go through 1st, and we do beat the Champions League team that, of course, we have to qualify against. 3-2 over Monaco. To then go ahead and beat the Europa League team themselves, Sevilla, then beat Lazio 2-1. Beat Juventus 5-2 to then beat Lens. We do win the Europa League, so it will be Champions League after all. Get in there. Champions League Preston, as we can put McCann back into the team. It seems like he can play Champions League football. Trophy winning side, but we need to carry on here with the team. Oh my days. Suspensions, international duty, everything kicking off around this North End side, which I need it to kick off in the transfer market, not player-wise. Already in the team as £136 million. That is money from trophies, as we need to win a trophy. And no, I'm not talking Super Cup, as Atletico de Madrid, they won the Champions League out of all teams. I mean, Simeone's won it. And we do have his son, but I am talking about the Premier League. This is what we need to win. And of course, the Champions League. Which do we win first? That is the question. As the question is, can we sign this first man, Cristiano Aslani, I'm going to go with, from Newcastle. Not high rated, but of course, a decent playmaker, which of course is what we need. And we might need a midfielder, because Ryan Ledston's left the club and Galloway's not done brilliantly. An extra midfielder, that is, as this man could even be on the bench to start off this season, but we have signed the Albanian. Great stuff from Newcastle, and still 70 million. And my thought process right now is we do have one of our defenders injured, and I do trust Jude Barrett to come back and hit the ground running, but he is 83 rated. We don't win the Prem with that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to head to another club in the Champions League for Robin Lenormand, the Spanish legend. In a Euros winning defence, and I know he's 31 years old, but he's a defender. Defenders need to be older, so I'm going to offer 60 million just to get his services, but they want Jude Barrett. Right, that is definitely a no. I'm still not swapping Barrett out because I do trust him to get better. And of course, Robin Lenormand will go down at some point. I'm just hoping he wants to win trophies still in the Prem with North End, but he did cost more than I wanted to pay. So only 4 million left. And plus, we've got to do contracts. Still, I think we'll be fine, as what I'm going to do is add him to the team, not in CDM, of course. I can't believe we've still got Whiteman. Alfie Whiteman, that is. He's gone to an 86 rated. Dynamic potential is absolutely amazing. And our bench, only one striker. Van Duven, and then, of course, we've got Barrett, Ballard, Forzu, Menza. More defenders on there to hopefully keep goals out of our net. When going for the Premier League, as every important player signed up, and where are our strikers are the high rated? Yes, Giuliano Simeone hopefully will be amazing, and also plays his dad's team here in, of course, the Super Cup, and loses 2-0 to them. Can't beat his old man, but can he beat the group stages of the Champions League this year with those teams you see there? Seriously trust him to score, as here he is in the team, and that 90 overall rating, 97 pace, 91 physical. Definitely learned that from his dad, of course, always a defensive manager, and the team overall, even Whiteman's still going up. He has to take the armband, as Freddie Woodman maybe as well. He is a 32-year-old goalkeeper, 90 rated England international. As yes, I believe, well, he should be anyway. Don't actually think he's ever played for the club still, or the national team, as Simeone was top scorer. And I'm going to stop waffling, as no shocks with the relegation, and we do win the Premier League. 91 points, so clear of Liverpool. David Moyes has done it by 20 points overall, and that is one of the objectives ticked off, and of course, another major trophy. We haven't struggled in winning them. I mean, David Moyes, absolutely amazing. No FA Cup win, but the Carabao Cup one. That is another one into the cabinet. Add that to our collection. As will the Champions League add another one, because we did dance through the group, really. Straight into the knockouts where we faced Juventus. We beat them last season in the Europa League 4-3, I believe. Or was it something like 6-2? I believe we actually thrashed them, but this time around in the Champs League, they get their revenge. And it leaves just one objective now. We have just won the Premier League. We need to make this team somehow Champions League winners. Now, the first change I'm going to make is no tactical or anything. Well, it kind of is tactical. Whiteman to the captaincy. He's been Mr. Preston and he's 33-year-old. So yeah, we need to hurry up because I want him in the Champions League. Or not in it, but lifting it as £168 million, more than last year as well, which we're definitely going to spend all of. As first option, sadly, has to be another goalkeeper. Anthony Patterson from West Brom. Always check the Championship. That is where they hide, and they're very cheap as well for a Premier League backup. There's only 12 million on him. Good stuff for the bench. Another Englishman right there, as we could still work on the bench with a striker, Van Duven. Nothing extraordinary really, as this man's the same to be fair, but Ademola Lookman, I think he's just a better option. He definitely can do it in Europe. He did it with Atlanta before, but can he do it in the Champions League off the bench? That's the question. I'm gonna choose to believe in him, putting him straight on the bench, but the first team, how do we actually improve this somehow? Well, I think I now know how we do. This man from Middlesbrough, Martin Batruina, the Croat, 86 rated, and for 73 million, yes, it will leave a bit of change in our pocket. I have brought him to the club and threaded him in the midfield. A very solid team. Only 290 rated, but a lot of over 83s. That is what we love to see. Making our team better by every stretch of the imagination, and we have to be better because that group's a lot harder this year. Inter we had to face. Not an easy team at all, and of course an ex-team of one of our players, Denzel Dumfries, who's gone down a little bit. Also Aslani, who's on the bench, and also Barrett, he's on the bench, and now better than Bowman and Lenormand. Them two gone a bit terrible, but our squad overall's not terrible. We've got Simeone, Woodman, Mumba, and Heynen, all over 90. No idea how Heynen's over 90. He was a Belgian player from West Ham, and Gimiano Simeone, whatever you call him, Giuliano Simeone, whatever it is, he is our top scorer, and Heynen is second. Brian Pobby's never been top scorer. That's actually an easier name to say, as we do win the Premier League again by 10 points over Tottenham. And then also the Community Shield. You know what? We'll put both trophies in. I will come out the Community Shield. I've started counting it on this channel now. Even though it's not really a trophy. The FA Cup hasn't happened yet, but it's North End against West Ham, the David Moyes derby, which will be exciting. And then the Carabao Cup won by Leicester. We wasn't anywhere near it. Shame, because we usually win that trophy. But can we win the Champions League as we finish second in the group to then go and get Sevilla? We do beat 4-2 before moving on to Bayer Leverkusen, beating them 4-3 on aggregate, then into Man United. Of course, we beat Premier League teams to go and face Madrid. Now, of course, a bigger challenge this one, and I am ready for this challenge with the team in front of us. Still, of course, as a final before that, can we go ahead and let Whiteman lift the FA Cup? He does. 2-1 over West Ham. Our old striker Fitch Garden scoring, but it wasn't enough to beat Moyes. So add another trophy, And to the big final we go. And I bet Ryan Lowe is hating himself, leaving this North End team. And it's Moyes against Real Madrid. And they're going to start off the better here. Maybe Lowe isn't regretting leaving Preston after one game this season. Maybe he can regret it again now. If we can just show we can compete. Still, Madrid start off the strongest. And now we can get the ball away. Giuliano Simeone, of course, against his dad's hated side, the rivals of his city, as now they can run at us again. We've lost the ball in a dangerous position. Freddie Woodman with the stop. Great save by our goalkeeper, but now we have to go again. Come on, Brobby with the ball. Looks into Batruina, now out wide. Does reach Ballimumba, who I didn't think was favourite to that. Can we get that ball through right there? Batruina fighting for it. And eventually wins it back. Nice. Whiteman through the middle and Brobby around the corner into Heynen. He scores a lot of goals for North End and he doesn't fail here. Brobby slides him through and our number 8 Dynamo scores again for Preston. Solid as a rock. And we brought him in at 28 years old. I think he must be like 32, but still amazing. A player improving with age, as now we need to try and get the ball away from them. They almost put Simmons through, as Ngolo to just pass this one out. As calm as you like at the back as Ballimumba. Great acceleration. He could have put Simeone through right there. Still, the ball over the top, lands to Bobby, hits his back, still into Simeone, who almost grabbed the second. Oh my days, it was all over the shop. There's still almost the end of the first half when we're keeping a clean sheet. Our defence as tight as Ngolo, the defender, running forward looking for Brobby. Almost a handball shout there. Not enough to be given though, as half-time and North End are leading. Just the way we like it to be, and I would love it to stop this way as a ball through. I thought it was offside, but Bowman, what a tackle from our defender. Our young defender as well as Ballimumba. Maybe man of the match so far in this game because his acceleration's been amazing. Through the middle there and a ball through onto Simeone. He would love to score in this game, but he's going to try and put it across and then almost at the near post. Unlucky we didn't get it across as a corner ball from Henyon. Near post, it might fall to Ngolo over the keeper for the second. Ngolo, the centre-back. I said he was the next Tapsoba. He is even better than Tapsoba. Scoring in the final. Look at this for a header. It was away at the near post. Did he even look at the ball? He didn't look at the net nor the ball. Skill McGill as Ballimumba. That is world class. Dumfries touches it down into Henyon and Brobby. I saw him peel away that final touch. But where the team's still attacking, look at that for a ball into Mumba. Can we get this third goal, which we want? Real Madrid, it's against them. Brobby with the header. Straight to the gloves of Courtois, but still, his goal kick is terrible. Our distribution is terrible. I think he threw it as a man at the back post. Can we reach our man there? No, but the game should almost be over. As when Brobby passes this backwards and Dumfries does the same. Preston North End are declared Champions League winners under David Moyes of all people. Still, get that in our trophy cabinet. Sensational performance from every single player in the kit right there as Ben White, or Alfie Whiteman, keep wanting to say Ben White, has lifted the trophy. As if you do think anything's happening in world football, as crazy as Preston losing a manager after one game, comment it down below and I will research it and I'll see into it and I will rebuild them at your will. As if you want a video, click here.